Pharma is a sector which is in focus for the last few days, and one of the names in focus has been Cipla. They've got an approval for an inhaler into UK. The management is now joining us to give us more details. Mr. Kedar Upadhye, CFO at Cipla. So firstly, congratulations on the approval. Can you just tell us about the UK market for this inhaler and which are the current player? What is the sort of pricing for this drug?
Yeah, so for the two strands for which we have got an approval, the last 12 months cumulative sales is about $200 million, $280 million. And we have worked on this product for the last few years. This is fairly in the complex category from a development and equivalent standpoint. So quite happy and excited to get the product in the market in Q4 of this fiscal. There are, apart from the innovator, there is one more player. And over the next few months, we believe we'll have a fair share of the market. It takes some time to reach to your targeted share in a market scenario like this, but we'll work with the partner to get to a fair share of the market.
In terms of a third player, as you would enter, you don't expect a lot of pricing erosion. Earlier, this drug was around $400 million. Already, a lot of pricing erosion has happened in this drug.
Yes, so I think after the first generic launch has happened, there was one set of price ups even in the market. So as we get in, there will be little bit of a price up that we'll have to give, but we'll be quite responsible on the pricing front, and it won't be in any way disruptive to the overall market, considering the high barriers of entry in this molecule. We believe all the players will be quite responsible in the pricing. So it will continue to be an attractive market for us.
As far as this drug or this product is concerned, it's a very complex product, so not a lot of players may get approval soon.
Yeah, that's true. As I said, there are high barriers of entry, typically respiratory molecules like this. You don't expect too many players in the market. And my view is in the immediate horizon there will be one or two more, but not too many, and that will continue to, have very stable pricing. While little bit of price off will have to be given as we launch.
What is the sort of market share gain that you are targeting? Any numbers?
So I would sort of withhold the exact targeted market share number at this point of time, but as we experience the launch in this quarter, in the coming quarter, we'll share more details. But as I said, through our partner, which we are launching the molecule in UK market, we'll get to a fair share of the market over the next few months.
As far as US market is concerned, the share of inhalers over there is increasing, which could be a big market for Cipla going ahead.
Yes, so respiratory has been a key strength of Cipla. But I just have to caution you that the regulatory pathway for entry in the US market is going to be a little bit different than the UK. US is, our roadmap for entry in the US is both for DPIs and MDIs. The product that we have launched in UK, we are planning to launch in UK is an MDI. So as we think about our US entry strategy, we'll have to deploy, both DPIs and MDIs in terms of filing and then subsequent approval. But yes, quite excited to build our respiratory franchise in US as well.
Cipla has been investing a lot into R&D expenses, which Street was worried about as to, outcome is not coming or the drug approvals are not coming. But with this drug approval, a couple of recent ones into US, it is showing that R&D that the company invested in is now starting to pay off.
That's true. Historically, we were below 4 to 5% of revenue in terms of our R&D spending. This year, we have stepped it up to about 8% of sales. As the portfolio becomes more complex going forward, in my view, there is going to be an upward bias in terms of R&D spend, and we are going to invest 1 or 2 percentage points more as a percentage of sales. However, we will invest this by bringing efficiency in other lines in the P&L so that there is no erosion at an overall EBITDA level. But in my view, this is absolutely important given the growth imperatives for Cipla.
So for the sector as a whole, you expect R&D expenses to go up? A lot of companies have, after the Q1 numbers, Q2 numbers, have said that they would be stepping up their R&D spend.
Yes, I think what is happening is as the commoditized molecules, the competition gets increased in commoditized molecules, each company is targeting its own niche in terms of filing and development. And as you work on your niche area for molecules, many of these products have, high barriers of entry. You have to invest on clinical, you have to invest on creating a separate dedicated team, etc. So I would believe that usually the R&D percentage to sales would go up, but many of the big players are already beyond 10 to 12% of sales. So probably for those players, the cost may not go up, but other companies which are not investing adequately, in the near future, you should expect them to have a higher share of these sales as towards R&D as a capital allocation.
In terms of pricing of generics into US, you think a lot more noise is made rather than the impact on pricing that one would see?
Yeah, so the way I have seen US market evolving over the last several years, I think US market was always competitive, especially for the plain vanilla molecules where you experience more than, let's say, 8 to 10 players in the market. The pricing was heavily competitive, and that remains so. What has added to it is the channel consolidation which has happened in the market. But at an overall portfolio level, if you have an intelligent mix of plain vanilla and complex products, companies, in my view, should factor anywhere between mid to high single digit as a pricing erosion at a portfolio level. And in my view, that should be part of your operating plan. At the same time, companies should target to increase the share of complex molecules, which is a hedge against commoditization.
Mr. Upadhye, thank you so much for explaining us about the drug approval and what's the way forward for Cipla. That was the management of Cipla.